Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. Last time we ended up clearing a part of Nokron. We couldn't finish the boss here at the aqueduct facing cliffs, so we ended up coming back and clearing out the ruin-strewn precipice and fighting Magma Worm Makar and killing him. This is the sword you get from beating him, the Magma Worm scale sword. And like I had said last time, the two-hand, watch this two-hand. That is your reach. But if you one-hand it, you actually can reasonably use this thing. I figured I'd show it off quick, because I don't know if I'm going to use it. A case can be made though, because its Ash of War is pretty good. Because that's a good while for that magma to linger and deal damage. But it's still... it's an up-in-the-air sword. I might max it out because I can guarantee I'll have enough stuff to do it without a concern. But yeah, it's not a bad option. But that two-hand heavy is just disappointing. Yeah, Altus Plateau is pretty cool. The dragon ahead's gonna suck, and there's a ton of omens in this area. I think some of these also have chests you can actually loot. I just don't remember which ones. And yeah, I want to avoid fighting the omens where necessary, or when possible. There's also a dragon that'll land ahead. Ah, there's a dungeon over here. I know I can do it. It's just... part of it is gonna suck really bad. Let's do it. I'm dumb and I like to do dumb things. So we'll go for it. If I die, I die. The fight isn't difficult, it's just... there's two bosses, and one is set up in a way where you kind of need... like there's a set item. Okay, there's a set item you can find later on, and it doesn't seem important, but it's actually super important. And without it, this boss fight becomes a lot more difficult. It's the Sentry's Torch. They describe what it does in the description of the item, but it just comes off as being just part of the description. And the whole thing is like, oh, well, this is for sentries so they never miss a target and everyone can be found. Well, it turns out it makes invisible enemies visible, and they don't tell you that. And the enemy I'm kind of hinting at here is invisible. Oh, don't want to... actually, I didn't know there was like 3 dungeons here. Or a ruin and 2 dungeons. That's fine. We'll just knock these guys out quick and then go do them. Whatever. Joke's on them. Once you're poisoned, you can't get more poisoned. And actually, a neat trick. I'm not going to let it get to the point, but if you have the Royal Remains armor, like I have the helmet, if you have the full set, which you should, and you're poisoned, if you put it on and you hit the, I think it's the 18% health threshold, the set combined will provide you with enough regen that you will stall out, or at least extremely slow, the poison effect. What do you give? Sacred Order. You know, before I talk too much trash, let's actually quick run over that and see what it does. Okay, so yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah, because I think it's Golden Vow. That's a good one, because that actually gives you healing. Or no, it doesn't give you healing, it gives you, like, stat ups. Which I was actually talking to a friend of mine about, because we had... The amount of time we've spent playing this, we've seen a lot of people do some really wacky things. And one of the wackiest is the sheer number of people who go through... You see this in duels a lot, too, where they'll use, like, Flame Grant Me Strength, then the Black Flame version, and they'll use, like, 3 different attack boosts and, like, 4 defense boosts and all this stuff, and they fail to realize they override each other. And that was something we talked about, was it would be nice if there was a UI element. Like, there'd be an outline for, like, Faith, it'd be a yellow outline on the ability so that you can see it, and if you cast something, it would then overwrite it or remove it and place a new one at the end of your list of buffs, so you know, oh, okay, this doesn't actually work. I can't use both at the same time. God, I wish I had Black Flame Tornado. But I won't get that. I mean, I can get it. But it's going to be on a weapon where I don't get scaling for Faith, and it's not going to be fun. Yeah, this dungeon comes off as kind of weird. Ooh, Black Hood. Is that the Black Hood I'm thinking of? Or is this just... Okay, this is just the hood. I could wear D's armor. Actually, that looks kind of cool. We'll keep going with this for now, though. Eventually, I can probably rock that. But my drip might change, depending on when I get some sets of armor. Oh, you're one of the big guys. Yeah, that would explain things. Shouldn't have jumped for that. That was my stupidity. That stone sword key will pay for the dungeon below the Perfumer's dungeon. Golden Great Arrows, not useful for me. More Dragon Wound Grease. Raptor Talons aren't bad, but I mean, there are better options in my eyes. Yep, so now we have the cool raptor armor, which actually might be useful since it strengthens my attacks. I just don't like that it leaves my arms exposed. And there aren't a lot of gauntlets that actually go, like, to your shoulders. We're actually going to skip this boss because this isn't the invisible one. Should I go Skellies? I mean, I probably should go Skellies. They're durable, the boss isn't going to be able to kill them. And I can kind of abuse that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, Black Knife Assassin. And you have to... If he's invisible, the trick is you have to watch the water. Yep, there he is. Try to stay moving, and stabbed. Didn't want that to happen. The whole goal here is to try to get him with a, whatchamacallit. Trying to tag him so that he'd have the effect on his body, but there we go. Black Knife Assassin down. Concealing Veil isn't that great. I have to check what it does 100% though. Yeah, conceals wear while crouching away from foes. It works. I will say that. It very much so works. We'll go to the start of the dungeon and fight our way back through. It sucks and it's inconvenient, but it's better than going in half equipment. But now the next boss for this is easy. It's just a dude. That said, I mean, every character or every boss can be dangerous, depending on your level, but in theory he should be pretty easy. You know, Skellies will draw aggro, and then I can just bonk him. I could have skipped those guys. I don't care. Ooh. Bandit's Curve Sword. I think those suck. Yeah, they kinda suck. They look cool. Roll. Or don't, that's cool. You know what, this guy can chase me. Plus, I think I can juggle him. Come on. Nope. Juggle proof. But he does die a lot faster that way. Don't like using 2 flasks already, but gotta do what I gotta do. Oh yeah, I didn't even use my physic last fight. Yeah, Necromancer Garrus. Yeah, the family heads I don't think I can even use. Think they're intelligence scaling. Yeah. Which kind of sucks, they'd be fun to use, but oh well. Actually gonna heal up and then we'll hit the Perfumer camp. $20K short. The Perfumer camp, if I remember right, should be easy. I think the scariest thing is there's an Omen killer residing deeper inside. But one Omen killer. I have fireballs, I don't really care. I gotta say though, that Frenzied Burst definitely came in handy there. I will say, the Perfumer stuff, it feels like a design that was kind of forgotten partway through development. Because there's only like 3 perfume things you can make, 3 or 4. And they use a lot of crafting stuff, so it's like, oh, this is a really cool idea. But they just kind of stopped. You know, like I said, it feels like an afterthought. And it's kind of sad, because it's a cool concept. You know, it's literally just an alchemist class. But they didn't really see it through, I think. Maybe it's something we'll see DLC expand on. I think that would be cool. But I mean, DLC, they have so many different directions they can go in if they really wanted to. Some people have talked about, oh, they could do a time travel thing and you could see what Farum Azula was like before. But I've mentioned this before, but the DLCs have always had kind of a theme to them. You know, a new way of approaching the overarching theme of the game. And while other... Oh, there's the Omen Killer. I would like to roll away, please, thank you. While other games have had pretty clear-cut stories, and like a story beat, I don't know what it would be in this game. Hey, almost the full Omen Killer set. The mask isn't bad, it gives you +2 strength. But I mean, I've been just sitting here trying to think what the whole point of the story is, you know? I mean, the only thing I can see is something about the greater will. Because you have the 2 fingers, which are a representative of the greater will, but then Frenzied Flame is the 3 fingers, which kind of implies that, you know, they're part of the same hand, or a hand. There's also the matter of the Divine Towers. The Divine Towers all have a 2-finger thing at the top. Where are these coming from? Were these just additional hands sent by the Greater Will? I believe there is an entrance around here. Or it might be further up. But so it's an interesting question to have arise. And I feel like that's where the DLC should go, is the greater will and what it has in store for everything. Because there's, you know, the gravity magic leaves a lot of questions unanswered. Considering there's, you know, the falling star beasts and all this stuff. And it's the question of, where's this coming from? Is there some Lovecraftian element? Are there aliens? Because, I mean, the falling star beast is kinda alien. It's an interesting idea, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm not gonna sit here and try to do too much, because it's like I've seen all these people, oh, based on how FromSoft does their DLCs, we should see a release date soon. We might. By the time this video comes out, there might be a release date for a DLC or an announcement. Or there might not. I mean, you have to take into consideration, there's a big difference between, like, a standard Souls DLC, which is just a set area that you go through in a pretty linear fashion, and this game, where there's a lot more open-endedness to it. And that boosts perfume bottles, which, I mean, there are some good effects you can actually boost, but in general, I'm not too keen on it. But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.